Forget September 22nd or pumpkin spice lattes or even college football. The real official start to fall is when the weather gets chilly enough to bust out the boots. But before we go out and order tons of new pairs for the season, there are some things we should keep in mind. A huge thank you to Kim, a longtime Petite Revolution member, for raising the question and then allowing me to share the solution with other Inside Petite Style listeners. Now, here's exactly what Kim said. I just received an order of tall boots for fall and am wondering, is there such a thing as petite boots? These are supposedly 14 and a half inches high. No, because they hit above where my knee bends. Kim, I'm sorry. I know that's so irritating and a problem we can easily solve. So in this episode of Petite Style Diaries, we're covering everything you want to know about fall boots and what to look for so they not only look great on you, but are comfortable. Does that sound amazing or what? I'm Angela, your Petite Style coach. And when you're ready, let's jump in. Hey, it's Angela, and since the Inside Petite Style podcast first launched, questions from listeners have been flooding in. So first, thank you so much, because hearing from you is just the best. And your messages are exactly the reason I'm introducing the Petite Style Diaries, a bi-monthly series where you and I will dive into real questions from real Petite Revolution members just like you. It also gives you a fantastic peek behind the scenes at what style coaching is really all about. We'll talk through style struggles, breakthroughs, and the spark steps that make getting dressed, shopping, and feeling confident in your clothes so much easier. Just a heads up, there won't be any generic tips or taking ourselves too seriously. After all, fashion should be fun, and it will be once you have a plan. Are you ready to get the style party started? Perfect. Let's do it. This is for my girls all around the world. They're making themselves up. Remember a couple of episodes ago when we talked about pant length and inseam? Shaft height is the equivalent when it comes to boots. Now, the shaft is the part of the boot that covers your ankle and goes up your calf. And when it's too tall for your legs, we run into the same conundrum as Kim, where they hit where our leg bends and cause blisters and chafing. So, as petites, we have a couple of options. We can figure out what shaft height works for our legs, or we can go to Bloomingdale's and try on every single pair of boots they have in stock. Moral of the story is knowing your ideal boot height will help save you oodles of time and really narrow down your search. So how do we figure out what our ideal height is? It's time to bust out your tape measure. Serious boot makers measure the shaft like this. The easiest thing to do at home is to put your boot on a dresser or a table and then look at it from the side. You'll see the heel, then the sole right above it, and then the shaft. What you want to do is measure from the top of the sole to the top of the boot, excluding the heel. Now, remember, I said serious boot makers. There are a few fashion brands, not many, thankfully, that include the heel height in that shaft measurement. And that's where the confusion can come up. Clients think they're ordering the right height boot, but then when they get it, it's too tall or too short or doesn't hit where they want it to. All that to say, it's always good to double check the specs and the details tab before ordering so you can be super confident in your purchase. And in case the brand is sketchy or vague on the details, don't hesitate to use their chatbot or live help feature to verify. That's what they're there for. Plus, they hate returns as much as we hate returning, and they will be more than happy to help. And honestly, if they're not happy to help, don't give them your money anyways. Okay, so now let's talk about some petite-friendly boots and what they all have in common. For tall boots, a sweet spot is for the top to land 1 to 2 inches below your knee. When it comes to shorter boots, ones that hit right at or just slightly above the widest part of your calf will be super flattering. Keep that in mind, especially if you decide to take part of the moto boot trend this season. Now, there's a couple of things that we want to avoid. The first is boots that hit right at the knee. For comfort, absolutely, but also from a looking good standpoint. Knee-length boots were everywhere on the runway for the fall season. And if they make a 6-foot-tall, 100-pound supermodel look frumpy, we don't even want to know what they'll look like on us. Something else to watch out for are boots that have a lot of fringe or buckles and other like frilly riffraff. Cleaner, more minimal lines will always look best on us. No matter what height we choose, styles that hug the calf closer will always be more flattering, meaning slouchy styles usually aren't awesome unless your calves are a lot thinner than your thighs, in which case they can help balance out the look of your legs. So for boots that are going to hug better, look for a stretch suede or a stretch Napa leather or even a microfiber. Thanks to Beyonce and Taylor and probably 100 other people, cowboy boots are super popular this season. And they look great on petites because that pointed toe is a super flattering choice. And when paired with something unexpected like a super girly dress or a slip skirt or something with sequins or sparkle, they can really up-level your style. In case you're in the market for some, check out Tecovas. They and their customers love to brag about how they arrive already broken in, giving us the chance to avoid all those pesky heel blisters. Once you have your ideal shaft height, honestly, you can shop for boots anywhere. But here are a few of my go-to brands when I'm shopping for clients. Now, these are mostly based on the shaft height and the fact that they start at 13 inches and go up from there. The first brand is Duo Boots, and they are absolutely a petite fan favorite. Clients who are looking for classic and timeless tall boots love their options. Frye also deserves a mention, especially when you're looking for a more casual yet still timeless option. Now, because of their recent resurgence, sometimes finding the style and in the color that you want can be a little bit troublesome, but they are absolutely worth your time. Chelsea Crew is an affordable option for gobs of tailored clean styles that will hug your calves. And speaking of stretchy boots, Vivaya is another fun brand to check out. And while you're there, be sure to check out their booties. They are so incredibly flattering. They have a semi-pointed toe so you don't have to deal with the toe scrunch, and they're waterproof. Anthropologie has lots of options, and while you're there, be sure to look at the Silent D Rosemary boots. They come in this beautiful, soft camel color that will go with literally everything. Zappos, if you're a fan, has a whole page for tall boots for petites, and I'll be sure to pop that link and all of the others into the show notes so you don't have to hunt them down. And then finally, for any of you who have small feet, meaning size 1 to 5, in addition to small legs, you'll want to check out Star Boots. They have nearly every single style that you could possibly imagine. Are you ready for a style challenge? This is actually a 2-part challenge, but don't be concerned. One is super helpful and the other one will be fun. First, grab your favorite pair of boots and measure the shaft height like we talked about. Then, you guessed it, jot it down someplace handy so it's accessible next time you're boot shopping. Second, pair your boots with something unexpected, like the whole sequin skirt, slip dress, cowboy boot example that we talked about earlier. And notice how doing something outside the box really elevates your look. Then, when you have a moment, snap a picture of you wearing your new look and either email it to me or leave me a voicemail about how it went over on InsidePetiteStyle.com. Kim, thank you again for sharing your question. Because of you, there's going to be oodles of petites out there looking absolutely amazing in tall fall boots. On behalf of all of us, we appreciate it. And be sure to come back on Friday when we're going to talk about one of the fall's most popular trends and figure out if it can work for petites or if we should run away from it screaming. Until then, have fun and stay stylish. Thank you so much for listening. It's pretty amazing, right? What happens when you get the right strategy for your specific struggle. Now, in case you're driving around and thinking, oh my gosh, I need this kind of personalized help for my closet, then you and I should talk. When you're ready for one-on-one support tailored specifically for your body shape, your lifestyle, and your style goals, it's time to reserve your Petite Power Hour session. You can do that at angelastylecoach.com/PPH. This is where you and I tackle and eliminate the speed bump that's standing between you and a style that you actually love. We'll create a personalized action plan using my Spark Style method, just like you heard today, but completely customized for you. And hey, if a petite friend popped to mind while you were listening, be sure to share this episode with her. She needs to know she's not alone, and the fix is a whole lot easier than she probably thinks. Until next time, have fun and stay stylish.